The latest Fed survey. I mean, did you sleep at all, Liesman? Were you able? Steve Liesman joins us now. Was it like a kid on Christmas Eve? It's like, oh my God, what? Santa. Were you able to sleep at all last night, or were you just too excited?
No, Joe. It's just so exciting to deliver this. Unfortunately, I do not have very exciting news to deliver, Joe.
But it's
because
a two-day
the Fed,
Fed
as you
meeting.
know, is expected to hike.
It's a two-day Fed meeting, and you've got the Fed survey. I just don't see, no matter what the news is, it's exciting.
No matter what the news is. All right, well, why don't you come back on the other side of my delivery of the news
All right.
and give me your evaluation thereof.
Okay.
Because here's the deal, folks. The Fed expected to hike rates and reduce its balance sheet aggressively over the next 18 months. You know that. What you don't know is that most respondents to the CNBC Fed survey believe the process is going to end in recession. Here's the outlook for the Fed from this survey. 100% chance of a 50 basis point hike will be announced tomorrow. 90% chance they do it again in June, 50 basis points. 2.7 trillion in balance sheet reduction expected over the next 2 years and 5 months. That, by the way, is 6 months earlier to get to that point than the previous survey. And there's the terminal rate, 3.08, 3.1%, call it. That's expected to be reached in August 2023. That's 4 months earlier than the previous survey and 72 basis points higher than the March survey. So here's the new outlook for the Fed, which is anywhere from 60 to 80 basis points higher at every point than it was in March. 223, we end the year. That's 200 basis points from here. We get up by August to the terminal rate, and then we start coming down, according to the panel here. 233 by December 2024. We start coming down. Okay, despite the massive and unprecedented shift in outlook between meetings, these 30 respondents are actually a bit below where the market is priced. They don't have 450 basis point hikes built in. But respondents still thinking, on average, that the tightening process does not end well. Here's the call. Asked if the Fed's effort to bring down inflation to 2% will result in a recession, 57% said yes, 33% said no, and 10% just don't know. Among the 17 respondents calling for the recession, the average is for it to start in August of 2023, and 53% say it's going to be moderate, 41% say it will be mild. Just one says it's going to be severe. So the recession call remains elevated, but not screaming for the next 12 months. The average probability rose 2 points to 35%. For Europe, it's 53%. The trouble comes beyond the next 12 months, where respondents at the moment do not believe the Fed is going to pull off this soft landing, but rather create a recession from its efforts to bring inflation down. Are you still happy, Joe?
It's just that we understand what the Fed's dealing with, so we can sort of try to handicap recessions based on what the Fed's going to do. Then throw in Putin and COVID, and it's like all bets are off. It's just very difficult to know with these external things that could have a huge impact on it, Steve. I do think we need to come up with a different term than the terminal rate. It sounds so final, and you are talking
a bad time. Yes,
you are talking about a terminal rate causing the death of a economic expansion.
Right.
The terminal rate causes so it's just all too morbid, huh?
That's why it's a good name.
And then Joe, since you're a fan of science like I am, there's the Heisenberg uncertainty principle that we have to apply to this. Can you have a recession when everybody knows it's coming, right? Which is 18 months down the road. Can it be avoided because everybody is predicting it, or is it created by everybody predicting it? We really don't know. But if the idea is everybody gets concerned, pulls back a bit, not all the way, you could perhaps avoid some of the excesses that create recessions. Now, it may be unavoidable given how much the Fed has to go up. But if you think about like what causes a recession, high inventories. If companies don't get caught with excess inventories, they don't have to cut back production as much. So people plan for something down the road. It may not actually happen because it was predicted, because it was expected.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.